Thank you for watching the 8490 podcast, where we speak from the experience only. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
When you're faced with pressure, you gotta make a choice. You either fold or stand tall. I chose to stand tall.
Thank you for joining the 8490 podcast, where we speak from experience only. I'm your host, Dwayne Smith, and this is our self-made edition. Today we have none other than a special guest, local music artist, Trag Blakk. Hey, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you blessing me with the interview today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So tell us about yourself. What's your name, where you're from, and how long you've been in the music industry?
My name Trag Blakk. I'm from Jersey. I'm in Tampa now, but I'm gonna always be a Jersey man to the end. You heard? And I've been doing the music shit forever, man, for real, forever.
I know at least it's been since I've known you, like 10 plus years.
I say, yeah. I mean, since I was able to, you know what I'm saying, teenage years and shit like that.
So do you remember what exactly inspired you to becoming a music artist?
I think that y'all come from a musical family. You know what I'm saying? Like I come from a musical family, and just in general, music just been an inspiration to me as a young boy. You know what I'm saying? Just outside of rap, all types of music, just been an inspiration and just been something for me. So it just kind of came natural. I didn't think that it was a choice. You know what I'm saying?
Destined for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What I'm wondering, just because I've known you for a while and I've seen you freestyle, I've seen your videos and your songs and stuff like that. What's your creative process? Walk us through this, if you don't mind sharing. I know some people don't like sharing their creative process, but what you can share for the people, do you do more freestyling? Do you write, or just from start to finish, you walk the people through your creative process from an idea to us hearing it?
Yeah, I move off of inspiration. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it's sometimes where if the inspiration ain't there, nothing may not happen. You know what I'm saying? That writer's block, that shit may not happen. But when I'm inspired, I'm shopping for beats. You know what I mean? And you may hear a beat and spark an idea, and you just go from there. But as far as writing it down, now we just go off of inspiration.
Yeah,
I just go off the inspiration. I ain't wrote since like 2008.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I go from the heart.
I was a writer when I never was great at freestyling.
It's different.
Just the inspiration. I've always had a lot of respect for people who just go and just do it.
Yeah, it's different though. It's not just I don't just walk into the studio and just say something. But like I have like a idea outline. It's never writing down, but I have like an idea outline as to what I want to do. And when I get in the booth, I kind of rely off it, because when you're doing it on the spot, you coming from the heart with it on the spot, it come out a little bit more pure.
Feels better.
And it's natural, and even for the listener, they can hear the rawness and even the flaws. Sometimes the flaws is like, you know what I'm saying? That make it even better than imperfections and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. You said, so let me digress a little. You said when you were shopping for beats. So the idea of this podcast is to teach up and coming, young people who want to do what you do.
Yeah.
So how do you shop for beats, and what's your process, and in layman's terms?
Yeah, well, I'm tapped in with producers who I trust and who I know, you know what I'm saying, and give me what I'm looking for and shit like that. So I may have beats just sitting in the email that's been sent to me over a time period, you know what I'm saying, and when it's time, when I get that feeling, or when it's time to go in, or if I know I got something coming up, I'm like, all right, let me see what I got in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? And start pressing play on different beats. And when you know what I'm saying? You hear that one and the words start coming, you're like, all right, that's the one right there.
Got it. Yeah. So how did you start finding producers? But when you first first started off in the preliminary stages, how did you find producers for the listeners?
Yeah, it's a little different now because back then it was a little different because we ain't have as much of the social media shit as we have now. But now, I mean, they're everywhere. You go on the gram, type in producer, like on the tags and shit, they're gonna pop up. They're everywhere. Like,
they
you know what I'm saying? They on your body. They gonna text message you. But at the same time, though, I know for me, I gotta I try to look for, like, you can hear my sound. I don't want to necessarily sound like everything. I don't, I really try to embrace my individuality.
Yeah.
So I ain't looking, so it's kind of difficult to find producers to jump in the bag that I'm trying to jump in, you know, and I ain't trying to sound like everything, you know, that's happening and shit like that.
Right,
You feel me?
ride the wave, right. Got it. So when you find these producers, from a financial standpoint, again, this is for up and coming artists.
Yeah.
What's the cost of making a song or album or mixtape or whatever you're doing online?
So, you know, fortunately enough, I mean, when you've been tapped in for a while, like I got good relationships with people, so you know that shit, you know, tend to help with, you know, reducing some of the costs because the shit ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if we're talking about beats, I mean, it depends. Like, you know, if you're gonna get a beat exclusively, that shit could be anywhere from, you know, depending on the level of the producer, $500 to $1,000. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's just me throwing it out there. That's just on a small level type of shit. You know what I mean? But if we're talking about, you know, from there, sometimes I may have a song that I may not even get the exclusive rights to it. So the beats, you know, isn't exclusively mine. You know what I'm saying? So I may not have full ownership of the beat, which is a reduced cost. And that would be a song that I don't plan on pushing or putting out on the radio or, you know, putting it on the streaming platforms. It may be some shit that I'm just gonna throw on SoundCloud or YouTube or some shit like that. But if it's something that I know I'm gonna push out, you know, I'm gonna grab the exclusive rights to it.
Okay. And what does that entail?
Exclusive rights. Right. So that's when it's completely yours. You know what I'm saying? It's yours. It can't be, you know, redistributed to other artists. You know what I'm saying? So it's completely yours. Unlimited rights to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get the track outs. I know that, you know, for artists, that's basically like, let's say if you hear a beat, you know what I'm saying? When you take it to the studio, when you have the track outs, that's each individual sound of the beat. Right. So let's say like the drums, the snares, the bass, the sample, all of that. You get all of that separate. Okay. So now when you're in the studio and you know you may be rapping, the engineer could take out the drums here, you know what I'm saying, or take out like the this and that, you know what I'm saying, where you have more control over the song.
But if you did it, you wouldn't have that.
You wouldn't have that. Yeah, because you have, now they send you just one file with the whole shit,
with the whole thing,
and you can still get that off, like, you know what I'm saying. But when you have, you know, a song with the whole breakdown, you could, you know, play with it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned having good relationships because you've been in it for a while.
Yeah.
How important is having a good rapport with people within your industry?
Man,
I preach that a lot. I want to, coming from you, how important is having good relationships?
It's everything. It's everything, man. That's everything. And I've seen both sides of it because I was, you know, once a younger man in this shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know, you know what I'm saying, the importance, or, you know, just based on experience, trial and error, I didn't know the importance of keeping a good rapport with people, you know, and realizing that, because I was always so focused on the music itself, you know what I'm saying, and not realizing that, damn, like, just even by knowing, you know, a lot of the things I didn't tied in with in great situations was just based off of knowing people who may not even rap. They may just be just coming with ideas, or, like, you know what I'm saying, somebody I met brush shoulders with in the studio. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you know, just whatever. So,
but sort of like how I reached out for your music for the podcast.
Exactly. You only
strictly off relationship.
Yeah, just off relationship, off love and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the relationships is everything. You know, it's everything.
So you mentioned the engineers, and I wanted to dive into that a little because I'm familiar with the mixing and the engineers, and you know, it's not just making a song. You have to wait, get it, you know, completed, mastered, and everything. Can you walk the people through the process of, you're in the studio, you make a song. What all do you have to do from start to finish, high level if you can?
Yeah. So I mean, I would shout out Executive Sounds. You know, my engineer James, he do 99.9% of my shit. You know what I mean? But
that's how I was. I found that when you find somebody that you know.
Man, and I looked desperately when I first moved out here. I mean, I went from studio to studio, but I know what I'm looking for, man. And that guy gets it done every time. Shout out to James. Little plug for my boy.
Yeah.
But nah, but yeah, no. So, you know, you in the studio, you know what I mean, you go in, you do your shit, you know, rap behind a microphone, come out. You know, if you a ad lib rapper, you know, go and do your ad libs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of artists ain't, they're not as meticulous as I am. Like, you know what I mean? They'll just, let the engineer do his thing. But I'm standing on my engineer's shoulder, like, no, I need it to be this, and I need it to be that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I need the beat to come out here. I need this to happen and shit.
This to drop right
now. Yeah. I know he can't stand me and shit, low key. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
that's good. That's your craft, though. It's your baby.
I'm telling you, yeah. And I have it. The thing is with me is like when I go into the studio, I have like the song in my mind, like the whole idea of what I think is gonna sound like. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I try to articulate that to him. And the beautiful thing about working with him so long and have such an established relationship is that we speak a certain language, you know what I'm saying? Where he understand what I'm talking about. Right. Like I ain't no fucking engineer, but I could tell him,
you get it.
I need you to put that on this part. He knows exactly what that is. You know what I'm saying?
You know, one thing about having that musical ear is it's a gift and a curse, man. I can hear punches. I can hear mistakes. I can hear all that just from making music. So when I'm hearing things, I'm like,
you can hear that punch. You can hear that, like, 100%. That little
hit songs that's on top 40. I can tell something went wrong and it wasn't a good.
That's crazy. You know what's crazy though?
You can't unlearn that.
Yeah, it was crazy too. Is that like people who don't know that they can hear that as well, but they just don't know. They'll listen to like even people who just everyday listeners, like sitting around listening to music. You can hear. You don't know what but it's like, nah, something is off. Something is off. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know that based on playing different music for people. If I may have, rushed on something or didn't take my time on something, as opposed to a song where I'm like, all right, this need to be boom, 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 boom. Like, you know what I'm saying? They know the difference.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They know the difference.
I thought I was, it's again, man, when you can't hear that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me ask you this for the up and coming artists. How do you generate income from your industry in 2023? Back when I was doing it, it was printing CDs and selling them and stuff like that. That's how long ago. So
man, that's some time ago.
So what's the game like now? How do you from start to finish, or how do you generate? I mean, obviously you have your streams and things like that, but in layman's terms, how do the artists get it set up to even
get
have the dollar get to you from your music?
I would say first and foremost, like my advice would be detach yourself away from the money first. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't, unless you on some, you make a huge TikTok joint or whatever, you ain't about to see. You're gonna put in, but like any business, you're gonna put in before you start seeing any return. So detach yourself away from the money because that shit it'll also water your music down. You know what I'm saying? Like
you start taking the lane, you're chasing the bag.
Like
you're losing the art.
If you focus just like completely on that, then it'll pay for itself. But once you tap in, you get your song ready, you get your album ready, whatever you're trying to do. You have distribution platforms, distribution sites where you can get a memberships or pay a one-time fee, and distribute your music to your Apple Music, your Spotify's, your titles, you know what I'm saying, YouTube, all of that shit. So they'll distribute it to all of these stores, TuneCore, DistroKid, those are some of the different ones, but they're distributed to these stores. And what they do is they count up each time a song is played. So if you go to Apple Music, like I can log into my shit right now, it's gonna show me today who played what in what area. You know what I'm saying? So
you can see your audience where it's at.
Yeah, and that way you can gauge. All right, bet if I see I'm getting most, like my last single I dropped, Can't Help But Wait, that's out right now on all the streaming platforms too as well. But thank you. But my last shit like this is the most plays is in Texas. I don't even know nobody in Texas. Yeah, I don't even know nobody in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So
for some reason
it's just gravitating towards Texas. Like that's the thing. So now when you talk about tours, talk about merch, you talk about running ads on your music, you know what I'm saying, on Instagram, boom, I'm gonna gauge it more towards Texas now because that's where the song maybe it could have been somebody may have heard it and told their friends and then this and that. Like you never know. But
it could be somebody that lives here from Texas or something like that. Yeah. That's crazy.
But you generate the money to answer your question off of the streams. But you got to put in like before you get them streams up. So like me, I pay for ads. You know what I'm saying? And it's just turn the views on YouTube, and then those YouTube views turn to streams. And I have a call to action. I have like a link directly to my, like you click on this link, you're going right to my project. You know what I'm saying? So once it's they see the ad. It's like, all right, bet I fuck with that song. Boom, there's a song right there. They can add it to their playlist.
Where do you go to pay for these ads? And would it behoove an artist to sign up for 5 or 6 of these different platforms?
Yeah, Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, Instagram. You can run ads on Instagram. You can run ads through.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna talk. We'll talk about that. Absolutely, that shit is gonna like drive your business up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? On Instagram, you can run ads on Google ads, YouTube ads, all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I've gotten like some of my most views from dumping. I mean, it's gonna cost a couple dollars, but you got to pay to play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to pay to play. So you'll do that. Go ahead.
And then for the what, if you don't mind sharing, what's the cost of running these ads?
It varies. It varies. So it's not like a standard cost. It's based on how aggressive you want to be on your campaign.
Okay, so there's different levels.
Yeah, how aggressive you want to be on your campaign. You can be, put $50. You can start at $50 a week. You know what I'm saying? You probably ain't gonna get as much as you're gonna get if you put a couple $100 in a week or like $1,000 a week. Then you're gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But the shit definitely translates to it. Definitely. Like I'm proof it reaches people like all over. You know what I'm saying?
You see
like
the difference from when you.
Hell yeah, man! I've had people from the West Coast tapping with me. I've had people from, like I just said, Texas.
Yeah.
Just based off of dumping some money into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How important is collaborating with other artists? From watching you, it doesn't seem like you do it often. I've seen you do it recently, but it doesn't seem. Yeah. I mean, you may, and I just may not.
Yeah, and that's something. It's very that's a area of opportunity for me because I do it now more than I used to because I realize the importance of what we were just talking about, relationships. But at the same time, I'm so into the music itself that it got to make sense. I don't want to do it just to do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Is it more of a talent, or are you basing it off of that artist and their integrity?
Nah,
like,
just just talent. Like you gotta contribute. It gotta make sense. Like, you know what I mean? Last thing I want is I don't want no bad. Like I don't need like bad music to fuck up
attached to your name.
Yeah, like you ever heard a bad song, bro? That shit'll fuck up your day. You can curse on you. Am I cursing?
Oh, you good? Okay. You good, bro?
Yeah, bad music will fuck your day up, bro. You heard the song, like, damn, man, that shit stuck in your head.
And they gonna remember your name.
They know your name. They're like, that's the nigga who made that song.
They gonna share it more than if it was good. Look at this trash shit, right? Yeah, you know about that.
That shit attached to me.
Let me ask you this: what from where we're at in the Florida area? What do you think about the music scene? I know it's different with social media now, but what's your thoughts and feelings on the music scene?
I like it. I can say that now. Like, I like it. I think the young boys is going crazy. I would like to see more individuality. You know what I mean? Not even just what.
No, I'm not seeing a lot of that personally.
Yeah, I'd like to see a lot more individuality like the arena that they in, they executing it. You know what I'm saying? They're doing well, but I'd like to see more individuality, not even just Florida, but in music in general, because people got music is frequency, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that shit is frequency. That shit is powerful. We need that to keep the culture, not even just the culture, the world going forward.
Yeah.
We all can't be. We already in this routine every day.
Right.
We already in this. We need music to push the shit forward.
You think it's more? You think they do it out of fear, just not getting attention, or they just don't have the talent?
Right.
I feel like some people are more talented than what they give off.
Yeah,
they're just like you said, they're just riding away when.
Well, we got to think about it. Let's think about just let's think about people's behavior in general. You know what I mean? Let's think about high school. Let's think about school. Everybody want to be in the cool club.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be accepted. You know what I'm saying?
Humans are naturally tribal.
Naturally.
They want to be a part of a group.
Naturally. So they want to be accepted in that bag. So it takes courage to say, all right, you know what? Y'all on this, I'm going to just be myself. Because it doesn't take much to be an individual. All you have to do is be yourself because there's only one you and shit.
But that's crazy to me because if history is an indicator, the dopest MCs were all individuals.
Right.
They all had their own identity. They all went against
and they went against the grain. Yeah.
You would think.
Again, but it takes that courage though. Like it takes the courage to be, all right, if everybody, if the style of clothing is, fitted, I'm gonna wear baggy clothes today. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look at him, but you're the different person, you know what I'm saying? Or
I feel like it's more safe just to
blend in.
This is working, I'm gonna blend in. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let me ask you this from an inspirational standpoint. What was it like when you made your first dollar from the music industry? However that came. Just that day when, you've been rapping for a while and doing your thing, and then somebody purchased.
I remember, I bust a check open. I bust a check open once, like, you know what I'm saying, in my mailbox and shit. Like, I was like, oh shit. It was like no money. It was like no money really, but it was the principle behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I remember I got paid for a show, but my first show, I'm like, oh shit, this is getting real. Like, you know what I mean? This is serious. But
where was it at?
I don't remember. I can't really remember, but it's somewhere probably, I can't remember, but that shit was cool as hell. But at the same time, though, like I said, believe it or not, people probably gonna think I'm capping with money is probably the last thing I think about when it comes to music. You know what I'm saying? I really don't even think about the money like that.
I always say, man, do something that you can do for free. Yeah. You know, that's when you had a true passion for it. You know, everything comes after that. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get into it, man. What's 2000? I can't say 2023 just because I've always wondered this. We've had these arguments because we go way back. Yeah. Things changed from the last time we had this talk. Who would you say is your top 5 dead or alive?
Damn, I hate this question, man.
Me too.
Because it's like
mine changes.
Yeah,
but top, variation.
Let me see. I don't know if because I just had this conversation on another podcast recently. And it was like the hardest shit to say the top 5, like because I don't want to cap.
I can go as deep as 10.
Really?
I can go 10.
I want to hear yours too, but now and again. So I don't even like to do the cliches, like, you know what I'm saying, like I don't like to do the cliches because if I do, it's like, you know what I'm saying, I would just be capping. But you know what I'm saying, I'm a Hove. I'm gonna start there. I'm gonna start there. Yeah, I'm gonna start with Hove for sure. And again, so when I'm going off of not like I'm going off of like music and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, not all the outside.
I could say a Nip Hustle. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna throw Nip. Nip got a lot of music. A lot of people just got up on Nip. Nip got a lot of music, and he's been sustainable the whole time. Yeah, it's all great quality music. So I
put up on Nip in like 2010. I want to say. Was he out before then?
Nip been out. Yeah, Nip been out forever. He's been out forever.
I got on like 2010.
I want to say. Oh man.
Tough, right?
Kendrick is in a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't see, and I'm supposed to say Pac and Big, but I'm gonna just put them where they at. Though I'm gonna put them in their pocket.
Man,
I'm gonna put them. I don't listen to I never listened to them like that. No. Hard, like of course I know the music.
I was still Pac, bro. Pac my number 1.
I love Pac.
Yeah,
I love Pac, but am I riding around in the car listening to him? I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but I don't base it off that though.
Okay.
Personally, I base it off of like just the influence. How you connecting to the black youth and stuff like that.
If we talking that,
like I've never seen especially at the age he did it. So for me, it's Pac 1, and this is my favorite. Not really the best because it's
right.
People been out way longer. He died at 25. Stuff like that. Yeah. So I would say Pac, Nas, number 2.
I like it.
Jay, 3.
Is this in order?
These are in order.
Wait, so we said, hold on, we said
I'm a favorite.
So we put Nas, you Nas before. Oh.
Yeah, Nas before. If I'm being real, Nas is the greatest to me.
Shout out Nas, but I'll move away from it a little bit on that.
But I would say Pac, Nas, Jay. All right, here's how I base it off of too. When I'm having this debate with people, if I had to get rid of all of your music except somebody's, I would keep the Tupac catalog. And you before Nas, before Jay, before.
That's fair. I like that.
That's how I look at it.
All right, I like that.
And you gotta have a classic to be in my top.
I like that.
10.
I like
you
that.
Can't if you don't got no classics. This is dope artists, but
I like that.
You got any classics?
You need a classic body of work.
So at least one. Come on.
Need one.
Yeah. I would say Pac, Nas, Jay, Big, 3000.
That's what I was just thinking that I forgot to say. 3 stacks.
Three stacks. Definitely 3 stacks. And then I would say, was that Pac, Nas, Jay, Big, 3000, M, Lupe.
Wow, that's a curveball.
Lupe.
Fuck with it.
Kanye.
I like that.
Then I would say, that's that right? X, man.
I like that.
I was
I like
around
that.
for that X wave.
Yeah, that shit was big.
Man,
Big.
the X wave.
Tidal wave and shit.
I like Cole too, bro.
Cole?
J.
That's
Cole,
fair.
man.
That's fair. Let me ask you this question though.
You know?
So why Drake didn't make it?
Drake nice. It's just, I don't know, he got classics. It's a feeling for me. So
Yeah.
all of my top 5 have made me literally cry before by listening to their music.
Yeah, Drake ain't gonna give you that.
Yeah. He would if you were your feelings.
Yeah, he gonna get the girls. He make the girls.
Drake is dope. Drake is dope. I just you know, the Tupac thing and the Nas and the Jay, you know, it's different. It's levels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Kanye definitely need to be in there too.
Yeah, Drake is big, you know, in the sense of he's probably like the biggest artist ever, right?
Right.
Some shit like that.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He's huge. But only reason I couldn't, the reason with Drake is for me, I wouldn't put him in my top is that whole ghostwriting shit. And I only
Then there's that.
Yeah, and I only say that because it's like that shit. That's like I know what it take to make a song. I know what we got to go through to fight through writer's block. What we got to go through to try to dig and fight. It's tough. So for you to have somebody pen that shit for you, it's like, you know what I mean. But I like that 3 Stacks. I like that. I like Kanye for it.
It's like real shit, man. Shit that hit home. That hits home.
Shit that you can feel. That you can feel. That's why a lot of the time to keep it 100 with you, like I don't even really draw inspiration from rap. I draw it from other genres, like you know what I mean. I may listen. I may listen to real shit. I may listen to more R&B than I do rap for real, like easily. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got Amy Winehouse tattoo red.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Like I love Amy. She tattooed red. That's one of my favorite artists.
I be sipping my wine, smoking on that Valerie.
Yeah, man. You feel what I'm saying? That whole Back to Black.
I actually had got her the vinyl.
Did you?
Yeah. My bro bought it for me for my birthday. He knew how much I love that album. He bought me the vinyl.
Yeah.
The vibe sounds crazier.
It sounds crazy because it got that scratch to it.
That classic vibe to it, bro. So not everything can ride. I'm when we done.
Yeah, please. Yeah. The thing is with her too is the reason why I love her because you know she got a painful ass story, but and you can hear it through the music though.
I wake up alone. What's the shit? I wake up alone.
Tears dry on their own.
My tears dry.
Come on, bro. You talking to me?
Yeah. When I went out with some other shit.
You know what I'm saying?
But no, I'm on that. Yeah, Amy definitely. You know, Lauren, but same with the Lauren album. I still to this day, bro. That's what I said. Like it's not about riding around listening to certain shit because I be at the house. Kids, that's Saturday morning. I need that. I need that real shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what would you say is if you had to give advice to a young Trag Blakk, you 18, 19, you got these aspirations, what would you tell to yourself, in hindsight, looking to become successful in the music industry?
Trust your gut.
Yeah.
Trust your gut. So block out the noise, you know what I'm saying? Like know how to distinguish who's like the people you should be around. You know what I mean? And I think that's with any goal and anything you do in life, you know what I'm saying? You should be very conscious of who you share that with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be careful with who you share your goals and your aspirations and be careful who you share that with. You know what I'm saying? And just go crazy. Be delusional. Be crazy. Think that you can, you know what I'm saying?
Have to be. Like, and then it's not for everybody to understand, man, and to get, Well, because it's pointless to even give your goals to people. I rarely do it. I just, by the time I tell you, it's emotion already.
But I keep it a bean with you. I've had shit like, you know what I'm saying? I've shared some things with certain people who meant a lot to me, and that shit, based on feedback, like crippled me for a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't even know, and I don't know weak shit, but on some, I mean, words is power. Like, you know what I'm saying? You share something with somebody who's influential to you, and they whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because people are gonna base what their limitations are on you. So they like, I could never do that. You know what I'm saying? Real. They basing it on you. So
that's real. That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
And you, especially with your own people, it's crazy, man. Anything I ever do, I get more of a positive feedback from strangers.
Yeah.
Damn near, instead of your own circle. It's a proverb actually in the Bible, bro, about something about you can't be a hero in your own town or something like that. It's in Proverbs, but basically that's saying your people know you. They seen you come up. They know your imperfections and everything. So they see you. Oh, that's just that's just Wayne. That's just they don't see it.
Yeah.
But these strangers, they know you as who you are.
Absolutely.
In your in your best form of yourself.
Absolutely.
That's all they know.
For sure.
So they put you where they see you as who you should be, who you are, as opposed to people that just look at you, sideways.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
That's crazy.
For sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a good situation to be in. But how is we'll close out in a minute. How are things going in the industry? For you nowadays, man.
Oh man,
what you looking to do in the future?
What I'm doing now, man. I don't even, base what I do off of some, trying to be the next Drake or the next this or that. Nah, I'm trash, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm just making music, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Continuing to do what I do, and establishing a real core and a real solid foundation, solid fan base. You know what I mean? Because the people who fuck with me, fuck with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's important. You know what I mean? Like having, a solid, secure, real fan base. You know what I'm saying? And people who fuck with you for the right reasons, not because you hot at the moment or you got the most followers or because you did a cool dance on TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying? Yeah, it's based off the music. Fuck with me for the music. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
You know what I mean?
I know I can say I love what you do. I'm a fan, and I like to give homage. You're doing your thing. You're one of the more talented artists that I know.
I appreciate
your thing, man. And thank you for granting me this interview and all that. Just showing love and support for the podcast. Absolutely. I'm gonna just allow you the time to give any closing words, any thoughts to any up and coming artists, or just anything you want to share before we close out.
Oh man, just be you, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Be yourself. Do yourself. Fuck.
Yeah.
Nah, be yourself, man. Don't go off, follow your heart. Intuition is there for a reason. Not to go all deep, but that's just what it is. Like it's there for a reason. Your intuition, and just follow that. Whether that's creatively, your next move, and these are things that I'm telling myself still to this day. I haven't mastered this myself. I'm trying to get better at this myself, but just follow your gut and also know your path is your path. You know what I'm saying? Like just because this worked for this person that way or whatever, your journey is your journey, and just trust it and shit like that.
Yeah, definitely. And how important is hard work? That's another thing we didn't really get into, but how important is hard work?
I think
anything,
anything, yeah, hard work is, but it's also important to not. A lot of people confuse hard work from like productive work. You know what I mean? Being productive. Mm-hmm. Just because you was doing, I put in this many hours doing this, but the shit you could have did that in this many hours. You know what I'm saying?
Could have been on the treadmill. People on the treadmill stand in place thinking they
like you know what I'm saying. So also make sure your time is the work you're putting in is accounted for, and the shit makes sense. You know what I mean? But it's very important to practice your craft, hard work. You know what I'm saying? Work on your jump shot on the music shit. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. You know what I mean? But make sure it counts, because a lot of people do that shit. It's almost a gimmick now. I put in this many hours in it. Right. It's like, all right, but what did you really do? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you know what I'm saying?
No productivity. They confuse productivity with progress.
There you go.
That's the saying I've heard before. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Thanks for joining again.
I appreciate you.
As promised. Yeah. So thank you for joining the 8490 podcast, where we speak from experience only.
You face with pressure.
Hey.
All right.
You gotta make a choice. You either fold or stand tall. I chose to stand tall.
Hello, my name is Dwayne Smith, and I'd like to thank you for watching the 8490 podcast, where we speak from experience only. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And be on the lookout for upcoming episodes. Thank you.